Welcome back for Week 7 College Football Challenge. And for those who are interested in Beat the Host Challenge, you can find the link on our Facebook or Twitter page. I'm reeling over this week's picks. I didn't even come close.
I did pretty shitty myself there, buddy.
How about that Alabama-Tennessee game, though?
That was a hell of a game, but man, Alabama really screwed the pooch at the end.
I was listening to one of the announcers talk about it, and they said they felt like Nick Saban made a mistake a couple of times, like he should have run the ball and made.
Well, he should have burned some more clock.
I guess that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hold the position the referees give Alabama 15 points.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch the game, so.
Yeah, there was some blocking in the black on Alabama. There's 3 occasions that, hell, if you can read the dude's number and you block them and the play goes past them and the referee's looking right at the block in the back and the defender can't, I don't know how that's not a block. But anyway, I digress.
They got a hell of an orange following. Jesus, that field I've never seen that much orange in all my life. It was crazy. It was like they won a damn national championship.
Imagine what will happen if they do. Good God.
Oh, God.
Oh, they'll probably knock a hold of them out up there.
But I guess...
what was their last championship?
98.
98. So it's been... Ooh.
I know it's been 15 years. They said it's been 15 years since they beat Alabama.
Did they get one when Peyton was quarterback?
No.
They didn't.
I'm not allowed to bring that up around the wife.
Peyton was 0 for 4 against Florida while he was there, so no. Florida had two appearances in national championships while he was there.
Oh, the Tebow years, huh?
No, that was Werfel. It's back in the 90s.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'm on the wrong decade.
Wrong decade, my boy.
Yeah, or they're not allowed to talk about Peyton Manning because Archie went to Ole Miss and they assumed Peyton was going to go Ole Miss. And when he went to Tennessee, holy shit, the entire state of Mississippi turned their back on that boy.
Yeah.
They'll get over
it. They haven't yet. Eli went, so he went to Ole Miss.
Yeah. And Cooper, his son, is going to go, Arch Manning's going to go to Texas.
So he locked in Texas.
Yeah.
All right. So Michigan took care of business. So they got Ohio State November 26th.
Ohio State's going to wax their ass.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I do. I'm putting my money on it now.
Michigan's playing.
Football's a weird sport.
Michigan's playing like they got enough depth for the fourth quarter now. And that's something I've noticed this year. They didn't have it the year before and the year before that, but they seem like they have enough depth in the fourth quarter to bring it on.
Well, Penn State didn't have nothing for them, so.
They kept it close for a minute, but then Michigan, that run game, they started leaning on them. Boys got tired.
That was the end of it, huh?
Yeah.
Michigan got a big offensive line.
Yeah.
Oklahoma pulls out a win over Jayhawks. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, but the Jayhawks isn't that who we were talking about before? They lost their quarterback right before the game.
Right before the game, they announced he wasn't going to play. He was questionable. And then right before the game, they announced that Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma's quarterback who's been hurt the last couple of weeks, was going to start. So I was like, oh, great.
Did we all pick?
Yeah, we all picked Kansas. But still, they put up 42 points. We can't blame the quarterback.
Yeah, they did. They did good. And then we all picked Illinois.
Oh, y'all took Alabama?
Yeah, both of us took Alabama.
I'd spare y'all singing Rocky Top.
I don't mind. I'm not allowed to pick Tennessee because of Peyton Manning.
Oh, that's fine.
Heather goes, because I was looking at the Alabama-Tennessee game. She goes, you guys had to pick Alabama-Tennessee? I said, yeah. She goes, who'd you pick? I said, Alabama. She goes, you're damn right you did. Because if I'd have picked Tennessee, she'd have smacked me in the mouth. Yeah. We're not allowed to talk about Tennessee.
TCU pulls it off in overtime.
Tater picked OSU.
Yeah. I was
just because. Right. You were almost right.
It's as a coin flip game.
Yeah, man. That game was a toss-up.
Yeah, I was looking for a letdown after the Kansas game last week, or I think they played Kansas or Oklahoma or whatever, whoever they played last week. I was looking for a letdown game.
Yeah. Gotcha. I picked TCU just because
They're
they're the
home.
Horned Frogs.
Yeah. But Syracuse might be the second best team in the ACC.
They are right
Think
now.
so?
And North Carolina is alone with no pressure in the Coastal Division at 6-1.
Who is?
North Carolina Tar Heels.
Who'd they lose to? They lost to somebody.
Notre Dame.
They lost to Notre Dame.
They lost to Notre Dame. 45-32.
It was the beginning, either first week or second week of the season.
Yeah, so Syracuse and Clemson Tigers are due to play this weekend, so that's going to shape up the
That
division.
might be the division right there because Wake Forest isn't technically out of it. So, but no, yeah, if Clemson wins this game, they could wrap up the division.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be Tigers and the Tar Heels for the ACC championship game.
God, Clemson's got it so easy, man. I mean, for real.
They got an easy schedule.
Florida's played. I mean, not that we were going to do anything this year. I wasn't expecting to do anything. But I mean, we played number 7 Utah, number 20 Kentucky, number 11 Tennessee, and clearly, like LSU's just an average team,
right?
But I mean, our defense makes any opposing quarterback look like a Heisman contender on a weekly basis. So I mean,
that's not good.
Yeah,
there's no drip on that faucet. It's just pouring.
Syracuse, care of business, and then USC goes down at home. They were at the Coliseum, right?
Yeah,
by 1 from the Utah Utes. The freaking 2 Utes.
So we beat Utah. So by the transitive property, we're better than USC.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only way you can look at it. I don't really think there's any other way to look at that, right?
Big 12's taking a shape here. They don't play a championship game, do they?
Yeah, they do. They just play a round robin schedule, and then the top 2 play each other.
Okay.
The SEC championship game could be interesting this year.
It'll be interesting who's going to be in it from the East.
Well, assuming Georgia doesn't lose to us in 2 weeks, they got Tennessee the next week. So if Tennessee wins that game, they win the division that week.
Yep.
Georgia wins, they win the division.
Yep. That's going to be the game.
Yeah. Ole Miss still has LSU, Texas A&M, Alabama, Arkansas, and Mississippi State.
Ooh, they got a rough schedule to go. They're leading the West right now.
They're 7-0.
Yeah, but I hate to say this, but they really, I mean, other than Kentucky, they haven't played anybody of note, and Auburn almost came back and beat them.
Yeah. When was the last time Alabama was ranked 6th?
To answer your question, Smitty, they didn't drop out of the top 5 last year.
They didn't.
No, they dropped down 2-5.
Oh, no shit. Well, I didn't even think they dropped down that far, to be honest with you. I thought they stayed within the top 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year there was 1 loss teams. This year you still got Clemson, Michigan, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Georgia who haven't lost. Above them, Ole Miss, TCU, UCLA below them that haven't lost. And Alabama, well, I mean, who knows? You never know what can happen. They probably, I mean, if I was a bet man, I'd say they're probably not going to lose another game.
Yeah, I think I sent a message out in the first quarter and said that was going to be last possession game. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And at halftime, I told the wife they're going to score 100 points because we're going to wear out both defenses. I'd be damned if they scored 102.
Yeah, I think me and Smitty picked 70.
Yeah. And they blew that out of the water. I didn't think it was going to be that high scoring of a game. Neither one of them's defense apparently is worth a shit.
Well, they were trying in the first half, but yeah, that much offense.
There's a lot of stuff that they've done to the game to make it offensive friendly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
They were moving. Tennessee was, and then Alabama was doing it also. They were moving so fast on the snap, you could not substitute.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally needed TV timeout or first down marker had to move to get another fresh set of legs in.
But if you look at, on another note, Georgia's defense is killing it. Their points against are very low.
We'll find out come Tennessee game.
Yeah. I agree.
I think we're going to see what this defense has got when they play Florida. They can't keep that quarterback under wraps. Tennessee game's going to be tough. That fair statement.
Yeah, if Florida can score on Georgia, it might be a good game because our defense ain't going to stop nothing. I mean, Stanson Bennett could just run it up the middle every play, and we probably just watch him walk by.
Well,
our safeties don't have a clue what they're doing on the back end. Our corners are playing averages, as you know what. The D line is too small, not fast, not physical. I got no killers on defense, man. I miss the Brandon Spikes of the world, John Bostic, Alex Anzalone, straight killers. Major Wright, guys like that. There's nobody like that on our defense anymore. You're absolutely right. If Florida can score, Tennessee's going to be able to score.
Yep.
Tennessee's pumped
they
now
shut
too.
Tennessee down last year, but they took in the couple wide receiver transfers that have been a big difference this year.
Their quarterback play at Tennessee and for Alabama yesterday was exceptional, I thought. They were pitting the ball on spot, and that was impressive to watch.
Hendon Hooker might be the first quarterback off the board in next year's draft.
Is he going out next year, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Especially if they make a deep run. No way he's coming back. Bryce Young's definitely gone next year.
Yeah, I don't see him coming back.
I think Stetson finally runs out of eligibility.
Do we even have anyone behind Stetson Bennett?
You got 2 5-star quarterbacks right behind him. Brock Vandegrift and
Gunner.
What a name.
Yeah, that's his name.
There's a name for a quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt.
Week 8. What do we got? Ohio State, Iowa. Could be a cakewalk. Tennessee's got a homecoming game, it looks like. You got Ole Miss and LSU. They're at LSU, so they're saying Mississippi 1.5. Home is 3 points, right? Over under 65. Think about that one.
Which one?
Ole Miss and LSU.
Ole Miss.
In the Bayou?
Going Ole Miss.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated. UCLA and Oregon at 3:30 also. That'll shape up the Pac-12. At Texas and Oklahoma State. So, we got 3 big games for conference play, 3:30. We got Mississippi State and Alabama at 7. I think Alabama's going to be pissed off.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, they're giving Alabama 21. How is it the quarterback spiked the ball in the end zone and that was not intentional grounding when he was being sacked? And it's not a safety.
Was there a receiver in the vicinity?
No. The only receiver close would have been the running back, and he already squirted out to about the 5-yard line.
I don't know. I'd have to watch the play.
Yeah.
I was screaming the whole time. So.
What game was it?
Alabama game.
So Alabama's quarterback did it?
Yep.
I would scream about, I mean, the thing that's really upsetting for me is the dang roughing the passer calls now. I mean, it's ridiculous. So we had another one that didn't make sense in the LSU game, but here we are. Anthony Richardson, our quarterback, he gets walloped every other play and they don't call nothing.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent.
Was it you guys that was telling me about Tom Brady getting sacked?
Yeah.
And they pretty much just laid him down and it was roughing the passer?
If he laid him down on a pillow and tucked him in,
it's getting... Somebody was saying, maybe one of you guys said, fuck it, just put flags on the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, Troy Aikman got in trouble for what he said. He said to take the dresses off.
I heard about that. Hey, he's calling it like he sees it.
You're right, Troy. Amen,
brother.
brother.
The next day or the day or two later, Tom Brady was in a press conference and they asked him about it. And he said, I don't call the penalties, but it was a very long hug, a very long unwanted hug. I'm just like, really? That's what you have to say about it?
Yeah. That you're upset because he touched you for too long?
Yeah. So here's the NCAA rule. If this is correct, it's dated from 2021. Intentional grounding is 10-yard loss from the spot of the foul. If the quarterback throws the illegal forward pass in the end zone, that is a safety. So is the rule book's not being updated very often, or they are not calling nothing on?
I get it. The quarterback, to an extent, can be considered a defenseless player. if they're in a throwing motion, maybe.
Well,
But
they're really counting on their freaking offensive line because they're not ever really watching people
you
coming
can't
at them.
see everything.
Yeah.
But the whole tackling them and did he put his full body weight on them? The way I look at it is you should treat it just like targeting. If it's a helmet to helmet hit, then fine. Otherwise, as long as he didn't twist an ankle or something, just let it play.
You're going to get tackled. That's part of the game. You decided you wanted to be a quarterback. You're going to get fucking hit from the blind side every now and again. You're going to get drilled. They've just went way past keeping the guys safe and the rules. I mean, there's always an inherent danger in racing. There's an inherent danger in playing a full contact sport. But I mean, that's why the refs are there and that's why the rules are as they were. But now I understand certain rules like no clotheslining or horse collars. I get that. You don't want to yank a guy around by his neck and throw him on the ground, but
smash him. I mean, at the rate they're going, they're going to be playing flag football for
might as well.
Yeah. I just don't think that, the way they're going, they're just making it impossible. Like you guys are talking, it's impossible to play defense. How do you play defense when you're like, if I hit him here, I can't, I got to,
how do you play
midsection, I'm allowed to hit.
I mean, this is the generation of running quarterbacks. How do you defend
how
that?
do you defend again? Yeah. Especially when now some of them are fake sliding. So now you're like,
they brought
hands
that up.
off.
Yeah.
He starts to fake slide and then he keeps running. You're like, well, shit, I wasn't allowed to go get him if he's sliding, but now he's running. That's not fair.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something about it.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett did that last year. Game against West Virginia, I think.
That's kind of underhanded. You know what I mean? I guess you can't call it flat out cheating, but it is kind of, man, come on.
Hey, if you watch our quarterback play, he don't know how to slide. There was a couple plays, man. He just needed to get a couple yards, and you could tell he was only going to go a couple yards, and he just like kind of curls up in a ball and falls over. He doesn't know how to slide, man. Like
looks like those kids in T-ball trying to slide into base.
How hard would it be to go take your quarterbacks over to the baseball field and let the baseball coach work with them for a couple hours?
Yeah, this is how you slide, dude. Feet first.
Yeah.
He problem solved. You heard it from Tater.
They work together all the time, right? So they do this stuff in recruiting. It's like if you have a guy, for instance, we're looking at a kid in 2024 who's a really good baseball player and he's a really good quarterback. Well, to do the baseball program a solid, obviously, because he's good, you give him a scholarship. But let's say he was a better baseball player and just a average quarterback. Well, you still give him a scholarship for football because baseball only has so many. The coaches work together like that all the time. Why can't they work together on development?
Right. They should. I agree.
Unless you're at the University of Kentucky and the football coach and the basketball coach hate each other publicly.
I did not know that.
They probably do now because Bruce, was it Calipari? He went on record, some interview, and was like, this is a basketball school. It's always been a basketball school, always will be a basketball school.
Oh, really?
And then Mark Stoops was like, that's funny. When was the last time y'all made a Final Four? I was like, oh, God, here we go.
And the gloves are off.
I was surprised the whole thing was public. Usually, I don't know.
Man,
everything's public nowadays.
Yeah, it is for sure.
But back to that conversation, they're just taking everything away from the defense. It's hard to play defense in football, tackle football anymore. How the hell do you? I can't imagine what these kids are. I mean, the coach can't yell at him if he gets called for a hard. Now you're like, now it's not only do you have to hit him a certain way, now you also have to make sure it looked like you didn't hit him too hard. Because apparently that matters because it's up to the ref to say whether or not you hit him too hard.
Yeah, it's definitely, the game has changed top to bottom too, all the way down to like junior high, middle school ball.
But like we're saying, we're going to end up in a bicycle helmet and a Hans device at the rate we're going.
Yeah. I think a lot of them, though, are probably policing themselves. You know what I mean? They know how bad it hurts.
Well,
I think
that's
a
how
lot
it
of
worked
them are.
back in the day. If you had someone playing dirty, you just let them through and pull a guard across and flatten that fucker out.
Yeah, just one way to deal with it. I watched a play the other day where the catcher ducked so they could take the ump out. I think it was a college ball. I can't remember, but
Seen that on more than one occasion.
Freaking catcher sitting here like this, pitcher threw the ball and he went like that. The ump took it straight to the face. It's like, you want to keep calling it like that? I'll let him through. I ain't catching shit. How about the Braves? What happened to Strider?
I don't know.
And then Charlie Morton apparently didn't do no better last night.
No, they jumped him in the second. They jumped on him.
I didn't watch either game. I was just watching the scores. I was like, shit.
It's my fault because I actually watched the beginning of both games. And somewhat, that's what happened to the Braves. So I won't do that next year. We'll be good to go. I'll just run ahead.
Same here, Smitty. I apologize, man. I ain't watched a game all year until the playoffs.
Started watching the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just feel bad.
It was on Fox. I could finally watch it.
Please, if anybody has any questions or comments, hit us up at primecohesion@gmail.com or head to our Facebook page at Prime Cohesion on Facebook and leave some comments. We'd appreciate it.